So there's an entertaining one about a guy who truly is in the process of having the last laugh after he started the divorce process with his wife after a couple years of an awful marriage, dead bedroom, her treating him like crap, and of course finding out she's cheating on him. But you're going to see he was able to actually trick her into admitting everything she's done, and now he's taking her to the cleaners in the divorce process. That'll be a pretty good one to go over here for you guys that have been definitely destroyed in divorces and all that. And by the way, in the end, wait till you see who's actually taking her side over his, which won't surprise you at all. Title: Am I the a-hole for tricking my soon-to-be ex-wife? Well, I'm sure we can all answer that one. It says here, I'm a 34-year-old male and have been married to Alice, a 33-year-old female, for 7 years now. The last 2 years have been completely dead bedroom, with Alice being extremely closed off. I tried to start date nights, but she would cancel them. Tried to start couples therapy, and again, she would cancel appointments day of. I did, however, start independent therapy, which has helped a lot. So this guy's clearly trying, and doesn't matter, she's not interested in making his life a living hell. And watch this. Overall, she's been extremely frigid. I would get home and she would just tear me apart, judge everything, how crooked my shoes are in the shoe cupboardry, to how salty dinner is when I cook it. And before you ask, yes, she does work. I also do the majority of the cooking. I find cooking relaxing and therapeutic. Well, he probably does the cooking to get away from her. After 2 years of this, I finally decided to talk to a lawyer and get my options. He gave it 2 years. I wouldn't give 2 minutes of this crap, but good for him moving on. Alice seemed as miserable as I do, so I talked to a lawyer about how a straight down the middle split divorce would look like. Basically, we would have to sell the house, each one keeps a car, and we split the equity of the house, each of us keeping our own retirement accounts. I'm fine with this, and I asked the lawyer to start writing it up. Okay, there you go. Life is too short. He's only 34 years old. He's got plenty of life to live. Alice in the past has had some issues with her temper, so I made sure to record the conversation on my phone just in case. Very smart. I think he reads these stories. Well, 2 months ago was when I sat her down and told her I was thinking about that neither of us had been happy in a long time and we should just pull off the Band-Aid and get divorced. Alice then shocked me with her first question. She said to him, "How long did you know?" He's thinking, how long did I know what? Aha, I'll just let her talk. I didn't know what she thought I knew, but I played along and said since the beginning. She said, "You knew for half a year and didn't say anything?" I have to say, I was very emotionally divorced from this woman already, partially thanks to a good amount of therapy. So I kept playing along, and I asked, why him of all people? What an idiot. She's just going along with this. She then spilled her guts that Frank was there for her, and everyone else in the office found him charming. Frank was her boss, so now I had more. We danced around more and more, and she handed her phone over to me, defeated, thinking that I already knew the worst. You know, either she's the biggest moron I've heard in a while, or in a way she just wanted to confess. You know, clear her conscience, if you will. And talk about a cliche doing her boss. I took screenshots of their conversations and forwarded them to my email. Alice wasn't crying, she wasn't begging, but she did act sad. She packed up a bag of stuff and left. I took the recording and the screenshots and sent them to my lawyer. It's very interesting that she just packed up and left. I mean, unless she's obviously done too. She probably went to her boyfriend's house. After a brief phone call with my lawyer, we decided to not go with the clean split, but instead, I keep the house, the cars, and whatever is in the joint accounts. Papers were drafted and sent to her, which she has not contested, with her thinking that I had a mountain of evidence of her infidelity. Divorce is now underway, with the clock running until the final decree. Awesome. He was going to go 50-50 just to end the thing and move on, but she confessed all that. Obviously, they're in an at-fault divorce state. That's what it sounds like. I'm sure his lawyer was just rubbing his palms together. Now listen to this. The problem starts when my sister Sam, 31-year-old female, bumped into Alice in the grocery store. I talked to Sam about the marital problems and how I wanted a clean split. I didn't, however, tell her about the adultery. Alice told her that she cheated and Sam was confused. Sam called me last night asking if I knew Alice was cheating when I got the lawyer. I told her no, I did not. Alice volunteered the information when I asked for a divorce, and I played along to get more information. Sam says she was disappointed in me for using mind games to trick Alice into agreeing to a less than even split for the divorce. Sam said it was stunts like these that are borderline gaslighting. You gotta be kidding me. His sister is taking her side. His sister is giving him a hard time for taking advantage of the situation that his soon-to-be ex's volunteered. She was cheating on him, treating him like garbage for 2 years, all these things. You heard it. And she's choosing the side of him. Something tells me there's more going on to Sam than meets the eye here. A little Transformer reference. Sam is probably a big giant cheater herself and doesn't like it when the woman gets royally screwed over. At that point then, if that was my sister giving me a hard time, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, we're done. Goodbye. We won't see each other at Christmas time. Gaslighting my butt. So I gotta ask, should I have kept the even split divorce? Also, we live in a state that allows both no-fault divorce and fault divorce. What state is this? And there is a prenup with a cheating clause involved. I originally sought to do a no-fault even split, basically wash our hands of the sham to get on with our lives. We're not going to try an unrealistic 90-10 either. In the end, it'll be more like 65-35. Okay, so 65% of the assets go to him, 35 to her. She had a lawyer read and agree to the settlement, which she has signed. Like I said, now we're waiting out the clock. Our state has provisions on cool-off periods and things like that. I didn't have papers ready or drafted when I talked to Alice. With how miserable she was, I figured she would want a split as well. No idea why my sister is so hung up on my dishonesty that I had to trick Alice. Your sister obviously is taking the girl's side. Big surprise there. My guess is the sister is probably a cheater herself. Doesn't like the idea of a woman losing in a situation. Who knows? But anyhow, you're walking away with a better deal than 50-50. So wonderful. And pretty soon the divorce will be over, and you can move on with your life, and hopefully you'll learn the lesson about, being better at screening potential girlfriends or fiancés or wives. But I wouldn't get married after this one, my man, unless you want to learn the hard way. But anyhow, big surprise. The sister's siding with her. I mean, for goodness sake. But I love the fact that this guy just saw an opportunity and took it. That's what she deserves. Now, a few comments here, because they're always fun. One guy says, you're not the a-hole. I'd flip it around on your sister. I say, so if your husband was cheating, and it was obvious you were both miserable in your marriage, and you confronted him and told him you want a divorce, and he asked you how long did you know, and confessed to cheating on you for the past 6 months or more, that you'd be fine with 50-50 splits? Wouldn't he want to get more because he's the one who stepped out of the marriage? Yeah, I don't think she'd be so fair if that was the case and that happened to her. Right. If she was married and the husband did the same thing, she would take him to the cleaners. We all know that. Another one, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Also tell your sister that's not what gaslighting is. Your almost ex running her mouth isn't you gaslighting her. And one more, your sister is a very good example of how well a good-intentioned idiot does more damage than an actual perpetrator. As you're playing along and tricking your ex, she already cheated on you. Her cheating only made this worse. Rub it in her face next time she complains, not the a-hole. And there you go.